Alright, Rebels, big time problem right here. Got this chart. We've got to figure out the x-coordinates of the absolute maximum and absolute minimum values on the interval -3 to 3. Alright, here we go. Let's start maybe drawing some stuff out. They tell us that f of -3 equals 4, so I can make a little dot here, and we'll call this -3, 4. Okay. And then later on I've got f of 3 equals 1. We'll put that down here. 3, 1. Alright. And then it says the functions f prime.
To the office, please. There was also a red iPod left in room 312 this last period. Please come to the main office to claim it.
Get your iPod. Alright. So f prime and f double prime, they're in that chart right there. Alright, so we start out with the first derivative is positive right off the bat. So that means this function is going that way, right? It's going up. Alright, first derivative positive, that means the function's increasing. Alright, then it says the function fails to exist at -1. Alright, so we either hit a point of discontinuity or maybe a cusp. Then it says thereafter the function derivative is negative. That means the function decreases, so what we'll do is we'll have it come down. Alright, so let's say we reach a cusp up here, then we come down. Okay, it's hard to draw. Alright, so we're coming down. Alright, then it says the derivative will be 0 at x equals 1. So we've got to kind of flatten this thing out until it's very flat. And then it's going to be negative again thereafter, so then it goes down like this. Alright, let me see if I can make this look a little better. Alright, so this is what this looks like here. It flattens out and then it comes down. Alright, that blue right there is my rough sketch here. Alright, what are the x-coordinates of the absolute maximum and absolute minimum? Well, right off the bat, what's my absolute maximum? It's going to be right here, right? The top of the picture, highest point. And when did that highest point happen? It happened right here at x equals -1. Alright, that's my absolute maximum. Okay, and then for my absolute minimum, where does that happen? That's going to be right here at the end of the picture. It's going to be at +3. In fact, I know my minimum value has to be an endpoint. It's got to either be right here at -3 or right here at 3, because the function increased and then decreased. Alright, so either the beginning of the picture is the low point or the end of the picture is the low point, but according to my givens, f of 3 is lower than f of -3, so x equals 3 is my absolute minimum. You just have to write a little bit about that. Okay? The next thing I want to know is I want to know where the inflection point is. It's not asked right here, but it would be a good thing to know. Where is the inflection point? An inflection point happens when the second derivative equals 0 and the sign of the second derivative changes. Alright, just had to pause the video. I booked, came in. Let's see if I can remember where I was at. I think we were talking about inflection points. Alright, that's where the second derivative equals 0 and the sign changes. So you're going to look at the second derivative information in your chart, right? And the sign changes at x equals 1, right? So it looks like right here we could have an inflection point at x equals 1. The concavity was up prior to x equals 1, you know, right here. It was concave down after that. Okay, so x equals 1 is where that happened. Maybe it's in here somewhere on the graph. All right, that's about it.